In this video, I want to talk about some properties of addition. And in this video, we're going to cover 4 different properties of addition that you are probably going to see the most. So let's start off with the commutative property. And all the commutative property is going to tell us is that it does not matter the order in which we add numbers. As long as we're only adding them, we will always get the same result. So let's take the general case A plus B. And when you're doing the commutative property, you'll commonly only see 2 numbers. But I want to emphasize that it doesn't matter how many numbers you're adding. As long as you're only adding them, you can add them in any order and you will get the same result. And then we have B plus A. So let's give both of these variables a number value. So let's have A equal to 4 and B equal to 5. And then we'll rewrite this over here. And you notice it does not matter the order in which we add these, we will always get 9 here. And like I said earlier, you can have as many numbers adding as you want. So we could have A plus B plus C plus D plus E, right? And you could add these numbers in any order. So we would have B plus C plus E plus A plus D, for example. And if I gave all of these all these letters a value, the answer would always be the same. The answer would always be the same here. And I would like to point out something important as well. So you'll know that if we have 2 numbers, again, hold on, A and B, sorry, and we're actually going to subtract by B. Now, this is the commutative property of addition. And you may or may not know that when we are subtracting a number from another number, we can rewrite this as an addition problem, but we're just going to be adding the opposite of B, right? So we can rewrite this as A minus B into A plus negative B. Or since we have the commutative property, we can show that this is the same thing as negative B plus A. So just keep this in mind as well. And now let's talk about our next property of addition, which is the associative property. And all the associative property is telling us is that when we have parentheses in an addition problem, it does not matter where the parentheses are. If there's only addition, once again, the value of the expression will always be the same. So let's have A plus B plus C this time. Well, sorry, let me write this C a little bit better. And we're going to rewrite this. So we'll have A plus B plus C. These expressions are equal. And now we're going to change up the expressions a little bit by adding parentheses in the problem. So now you'll notice we put the parentheses in 2 different places. So like the last time, we're going to add actual number values to these letters. So we'll let A equal 4, and then we'll let B equal 5, and we'll let C equal 3. Let's see here. 4 plus 5 plus 3. And we can do PEMDAS and do the parentheses first. So here we will have 9 plus 3. Here we will have 4 plus 8. And we will add these. 9 plus 3 is 12. And then 4 plus 8 is also 12. And just like the last time, you'll generally see this written as 3 different numbers. But I want you to understand that there could be many numbers being added together. There could be 20 numbers, and it does not matter where the parentheses are. If they're all being added, the value of the final sum of both the expressions will always be the same. And once again, I want you to understand that this can also technically work with subtraction. So we can have A minus B minus C is equal to A minus B minus C. And we can rewrite all these subtraction problems in this expression as addition problems of the negative numbers. So we can have A plus negative B plus negative C. Right? So we'll write this over here. And we can group these, so we can have A plus negative B in parentheses, and then negative B plus negative C in parentheses. But once again, the associative property tells us that if we're only adding, which we are here, you'll see all of the operations are all addition problems. that our sum will be the same in this problem. So just want you to keep this in mind. If there's negatives, you can use the associative property by rewriting the subtraction problems here as addition problems. And now we can move on to our next addition property, which is the identity property. And all the identity property tells us is that we have some number, and I'll use A again, some number A, and we're adding 0 to A. This is just going to give us A. And this might be kind of obvious, but I can draw us a number line here and show that this is the point 0 on the number line, and then here is A. Here is A, right? And if we were to move A in the if we were to move A 0, well, we're going absolutely nothing to the left or nothing to the right. So we're going to remain directly at A. So I just wanted you to see this. That was a pretty simple property, and the next one and last one is also pretty simple as well. And this property is it sounds pretty complicated, but it's really not. It is the additive inverse property. And you may just hear this property called the inverse property, but either way, it is the same thing. And what this property is telling us, and once again, I will use the variable A. We have A plus negative A, or we could say, or A minus A. Sorry, that's not an A. A minus A will equal 0. Will equal 0. And you can imagine, I'm going to draw a number line once again. You could imagine if we have the point A, that'll be 0. This will be A. And we are going in the opposite direction of A, the same distance of A, or just subtracting A. That is going to give us by 0, because if we have an A here, it's this distance. And if we are getting rid of A, it's going to be the same distance, but now in the opposite direction, which is going to give us or leave us straight at 0. And this is true too if A were to be negative, right? So I'm going to draw one more number line. If A was negative, so let's say A was over here somewhere, and we went this direction to get to A. Well, if you are adding negative A or subtracting A away from this, that just means that you're going to be moving in the opposite direction. Remember, the negative sign just means opposite. You're going to go in the opposite direction that A is. So you're going to go exactly the same distance, but now the opposite direction, and that's going to leave you at 0 once again. And we are done.